Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Sunday, March the 12th, the year's 2023. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly open and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So let's take a quick look here at the weekly chart. You can see a huge gap up, and it has not filled. And we've got lots of gaps that haven't filled so far. And I guess what happened is there's been some U.S. banks getting in a little trouble, closing, FDIC, Fed's taking over, and I think that's weakening the dollar, and that's why you see the gap and the continued move to the upside. For the month, we're 101 pips over the monthly open, 19 off the high, and 320 off the low. We are inside the previous month's candle body, which was a red candle. We are outside the opening range for the year, and we're above the opening range for the month. So open range traders, make sure you collect your profits. For the year, we're 33 pips over the open, 320 off the low, and 325 off the high. We poked out of that inside bar, the daily inside bar from 13 days ago, but we're back inside it. The 2134, call it 35, being the long trigger, with 2034 being the short trigger. So we got basically a 100 pip range there. And we are in the still in the inside bar from a month ago. And we are inside the weekly inside bar from 3 weeks ago. So there's still some inside bar trades to be had on the pound. You can see we don't have too many on the daily here. We've got a lot on the monthly though. Once again, you can see this huge gap up. Only 87 pip range though on the pound, but you can see already today we've got more pairs over 100 than we do less than 100. And we've crisscrossed the daily open a few times. You can see here the last time was a big move to the upside. Things are getting quiet. We're a little over 6 hours into the trading day. Red rat, get ready to feast. You've got enough range. Though I might be a little careful today if I was a red rat. Just depending on what news we get. But that dollar, the dollar seems a little on the dicey side. So near the pivot, which is down here at 21.15, the bias is long. Near R1, the bias is short according to the pivot trading plan. And you can see here we've already hit R1. So if you're looking to short, this is one of the short levels. Bambino flex indicator on the dailies indicating a trade to the upside. I just thought of something. I don't know if I created a Bambino flex multimeter. I might have to do that just because I can. Once again, we missed the pivot today. We missed the pivot on Friday. So we got 2 missed pivots in a row here. Let's see what happens. On the weekly, we haven't hit the pivot yet this week. And we're 143 pips above it at the moment. And for the monthly, I guess we just took it out. Or we took it out on Friday. So we've taken out the monthly pivot for March. In and out of that upper wick zone. We'll just have to wait and see what happens here. Once again, slow trading time, almost a no trading time, at least for me. We cracked through last week's high, and we actually made 28 pips above it so far today. And once again, today's weekly range, or this week's range, is 87 pips at the moment. And looking at the price action simple chart, you can see we're at the right near that previous H1 low. See if it's going to crack to the downside. And I was reading something from another trader on a trading forum, and it made me think about something. And we've talked about it before. You know, the reason you put the trade on doesn't really matter after you put the trade on. It really doesn't. And, you know, it's almost one of those things where if you really want to understand what you need to do, I'm almost thinking is you could just flip a coin or a couple of coins or roll the dice to see if you should go short or long, and then just do it. Because see, once you're in the trade, this is where the real skill, your personal skill comes in. I mean, as far as, you know, deciding when to enter, sure, there's some skill in that too, but I mean, you could always wait, you could always pass. But once you click into the trade, click that mouse, press the enter key, however you do it, now you're in the trade. It's all about money management. It's all about risk management. And that's what you really have to master. That and your brain management. You have to make sure, you know, you don't tilt, you don't start overreacting. And the thing about it is, you almost have to have a not care attitude. I mean, I just said we were right near that R1. I think it was at 21.22. And, you know, the pivot trading plan said to go short. You could have taken that short, and right now you'd be up 3 pips. Okay, you could call it hindsight, but it was right there on the screen. All you had to do was press it. If that was your trade. Now, if you're not doing a pivot trading plan trade, then that's not your trade. But if it was, you just entered a trade. You decide where the stop loss is. You make sure your position size is adjusted accordingly so you don't lose any more on that trade if it happens to turn against you. Then you just kind of sit back, see what happens. You might look at the chart and decide, hey, price is stalling. You can see right here, it's already tested this 3 times. Maybe it'll, at least on the M5 chart, whoops, I hate when that happens. You can see here, it's tested it. You look to the left, you see nothing but wicks. So, you know, maybe it can break it, maybe it can't. Do you take your 3 pips or not? That's the question. That is the question right here, right now. See, if you take your 3 pips and then it drops like a rock, then you could be upset. But there's no reason to be upset. You know, and if you don't take the 3 pips, now there's only 2 to take. Now you might, oh, I want that. Oh, now there's only 1 to take, but now you want those 2 pips back. You see how that works? You see what happens in your mind? This is where you can really put yourself into that tailspin and go on tilt. Because now you want those pips back. But you see, that's not what you should be focused on. It's, do I exit this trade? Oh, now it's back to where you entered. So there was 3 pips of opportunity there, and you didn't take them. So now you're hoping maybe you'll get a chance to get them back. And this is what you could do to yourself all day long as you trade. So the question is, what do you do? What does your money management tell you to do? What does your risk management tell you to do? Because the thing about it is when you're trading, and as I've told one of my good buddies out there trading, he'll probably watch this video. He'll know who it is. It's like, if you got too much stuff on your chart, you can't make these decisions. It's just too much information. And then when you look back, you go, oh, well, I should have known this or I should have looked at that. It's just too much. Chances are most of the traders watching these videos drive. When you drive, it's almost automatic. I mean, you don't really think about pressing the gas pedal or pressing the brake pedal or turning the steering wheel to avoid something. You just do it. You just see it and you do it. Well, trading needs to be just like that, where there's not really any thought. When you're driving, you anticipate. It's like you see some cars, like, are they going to stop at the stop sign? You don't know for sure, but you're ready if they don't to make an evasive move so you don't get hit. When you're passing cars, you're going north and they're going south and everybody's on their side of the road. You kind of take it for granted they're going to stay on their side of the road. But what if they have a heart attack? What if the tire blows or the suspension breaks and it pulls in front of you? These are things that you can't account for, and it could be fatal. But you kind of trust. You just have faith and you trust. Well, the thing is, you kind of trust your skill. Same thing in trading. You just have to basically just drive the trade. You just look at it and then you react without thinking, without any regards to anything else other than what you need to do in the moment. So see now, that short at 22 is worth 2 pips again. Now you could be beating yourself up. I could have taken the 3, I could have re-entered and gotten another 2. But is that the way you trade? If it is, fine. If not, then don't talk to yourself like that. Really, just don't do it. Because it's not gonna help. It really isn't. It's gonna drive you nuts. For the 3-ball or semaphore traders there was a nice higher low here on the M5. That short, just taking that short, wouldn't have seen any drawdown really. Yet it came here, came back, then again. So, I mean, what do you do? Well, one of the things that sometimes I'll do is I'll put 2 trades on. One is to trade the big plan, and the other is to just take pips as they present themselves. Because what you don't want to do is take the trade here, that's your big plan, but then cut it off as a short plan, fail to enter, and then start kicking yourself because it went according to your plan. So you can really get yourself all worked up into a lather if you're not careful when you're trading. So really, you have to start thinking about it like driving it and just react and not even really think about, you think about how much pips you're making per trade or what you could have had. You're just reacting. It's like I've said this for years. It's like, playing a video game. You're just racking up points. That's all. In our case, it's pips, which are actually dollars. And let's see, the monthly range is only 339 so far, so there's a lot of room left here. So, fellow traders, I hope you had a fun and safe weekend. I had to go to a meeting, so I've been on the road. And hopefully you'll come back to my next video, and then you'll sit down at your trading platform, and hopefully you'll remember and never forget that it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.